Today I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you get a more affordable home insurance quote here in the state of Florida. What's happening, folks? My name is Brant, real estate agent right here in the state of Florida. I'm also a travel and fishing video content creator. I have a YouTube channel with almost 300,000 subscribers, and on that channel I travel around Florida fishing and showcasing the state in a positive light, because while there are a lot of problems in the state of Florida right now, there are still some amazing things about Florida. I've lived here for 40 years and I could not see myself living anywhere else. But there are some problems like the insurance crisis, which we're going to talk about today. So let's just kick it off with these 5 tips. And tip number 1, and these are all things that I have done with my clients recently to help them get a more affordable quote, or to help them negotiate better in the deal. All right, and tip number 1, and I don't know why this gets overlooked so many times, before making an offer on a house, you need to know the age of everything on that house. Now, I consider myself a buyer's agent, a relocation specialist. I do list some homes. I mainly work with buyers, and so many times I will go into a deal. I will ask, prior to writing an offer, I'll ask for my clients to the listing agent. I'll say, hey, what is the age of the roof? The listing agent will respond and say something like, we have no idea, or the seller doesn't know. Folks, that is unacceptable in 2024, 2025. That was acceptable pre-pandemic. It's not acceptable anymore the way that the insurance crisis is here in Florida. Because here's what's going to happen if you don't know the age of the roof. You will go under contract, you'll get your home insured. All right, this is the scam, okay? Because you will get your home insured. Once you get your home insured, you'll close on your house, and you'll think, hey, I just bought my dream home. What's going to happen is about 2 months later, you're going to get a letter in the mail from the insurance company, and they're going to say, hey, you have 60 days to put a brand new roof on your house, or we are dropping you, okay? This happens so many times, folks. It's a scam. They insure your home and then make you they force you to replace the roof. So here's what happens if you know the age of the roof and you have a good real estate agent to help you negotiate the deal. If you know the age of the roof, or know the age of the hot water heater and everything else in the house, you're going to have a lot more negotiation power in that deal. You can go to the seller and make the seller pay for half the roof or all of the roof, or negotiate some prepaids and closing costs. There's a lot of things that can really help you financially if you know the age of all of the things on the house. And so many times this gets overlooked, and it blows my mind. Another thing that knowing the age of the roof does is it lets you know where you're at, okay? So let's say that you really love the home and the seller is not willing to negotiate. You know that, hey, we're going to go forward move forward to buy the house, but we're going to have some cash reserves, because we know there's a really good chance we're going to receive that letter from the insurance company. And what's crazy about it, the letters that you're receiving from these insurance companies are not because your roof is in bad shape or damaged. It's because of the age. That's the big misconception, is people think that, oh, well, my roof's not damaged, I'm not going to get one of these letters. Well, that's not true. It's because of the age of the roof. All right, they're doing this at 13 and 14-year-old roofs now, when in the past they'd be fine. Insurance companies were fine with a 20-year-old roof. All right, things have gotten just out of control. Now, the best way to combat all of this is just buy a home that has had upgrades. You're not going to have to worry about any of this stuff. If you only have a 4-year-old roof, well, you know that you have 10 good years left before the insurance company comes at you, and you will also get a lot lower insurance quote if you have an updated home. All right, so that's how you combat all of this. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out that way. A lot of people like what they like. They may really like a home that is an older home with an older roof, an older hot water heater, and so therefore you will run into some issues there. But if you can buy that updated home or new construction, you're not going to have to worry about these crazy high premiums, and you're not going to have to worry about the insurance company breathing down your neck 24/7. I'm out here at Pensacola Pensacola Beach today, and it is a beautiful day for November. Just check this out. And this is one of the amazing things here about Florida, is that we can have a day like today in November where I'm in shorts and t-shirt. I just got through fishing this morning on the beach, had a great morning of fishing, and so that's one of the awesome things about Florida. The number 2 tip I'm going to give you is know the past history of your house. So many homes get bought without the buyer knowing the past history of the home. You want to know how many claims have been filed on this home. Has it ever flooded? How has it fared during hurricanes? Okay, this is very, very important because the media is out of control when it comes to hurricanes. Are hurricanes, do they do a lot of damage? Yes, but they only do a lot of damage in certain areas. Most of those are coastal cities, beaches, and stuff like that. I've lived in this area for 40 years. I've gone through several major hurricanes and I've never had any damage. And it's because I've never lived right on the coast. I always choose my homes pretty wisely. I want to make sure that they're elevated. I want to make sure that they're facing certain directions. I want to make sure that the past history of the home is clean. It's also important for insurance purposes. If you have a very clear past history of the home, no claims, no flooding, no major damage, you're going to get a lot lower quote. Times are different. All right, there's a lot of different things that you have to do in order to get a halfway decent deal. Right now, we're actually seeing lower home prices for the first time in a while. All right, we're seeing home prices drop. We have been needing this really bad. Homes are sitting on the market for a very long time. Sellers are having to slash their prices in a lot of areas. So if you can find one of those homes right now with a really clean history of no major damage and flooding and claims and stuff like that, you can get a halfway decent deal for the first time in a very long time. And I do think that is going to continue to get better into 2025. It's funny because pre-pandemic, we've always had a lot of hurricanes. And so everybody wants to blame the insurance crisis on hurricanes. Well, hurricanes have certainly not helped, all right? But pre-pandemic, we were all paying half of what we're paying now in insurance here in the state of Florida. Insurance has doubled and tripled in a lot of places. And so it's not just hurricanes. I mean, hurricanes are a major factor, but it's not just hurricanes. The media, as I was saying, kind of blows these hurricanes out of proportion. They make you think that the entire state is underwater, and but the fact of the matter is, the people that are in a geographically safe area don't have a lot of problems. You can have some roof damage and stuff like that. All the disaster footage that you're seeing mainly come from the coastal areas, the areas that are really flooding. I mean, if you own a home on Sanibel Island and a major hurricane hits, I would probably be concerned. Now, the next thing I'm going to mention, and this is not something that everybody can do, but a lot of Floridians are going to this, and if you can afford to do this, then I would say this is the way to go. It's what I'm about to do with my own home, because I'm tired of just being a slave to these insurance companies. I'm tired of getting the letters, but self-insuring is the way to go if you can do it. The problem with self-insuring, you can't do it unless you have a paid off house. That's the only issue there. Now, to a lot of people, self-insuring might sound scary, but it's actually not, because here's what you do. You don't entirely self-insure. What you do is you get a cash policy. It's a very cheap policy that a lot of insurance companies will give out to a paid off house that says, hey, if your house gets completely demolished somehow, let's say it burns down, they will give you the cash amount for the house. You're just not able to file claims on smaller stuff. Even roofs, you're not able to file claims on if you get a cash policy. And I've actually had those before on rental properties, and they worked out really well. And so I've never had a problem. It really helped me out with my rental properties. I was able to really turn a nice profit because I didn't have to worry about crazy insurance costs. And so that is, and now the rental properties were paid off. And so I did pay cash for the rental properties. That was, they were not leveraged. You cannot do that if you have a mortgage on the property, because the bank will not allow it. Another thing you're going to want to do is get a list of items from your insurance agent that will make your home more disaster resistant. And this may be items that you have to add or items you have to fix. Get that list from your insurance agent so that you can do the things to lower the premium. Now, a lot of times in order to do this stuff, and I talked a lot about this in my last video, is you're gonna need cash reserves on hand. And I think it is very important nowadays, if you want to move to Florida, that you have plenty of cash reserves to do this kind of stuff, because insurance is so out of control. Because you may get that letter from the insurance company to replace your roof at any given time, you need those cash reserves on hand in order so that you feel safe and confident that, hey, if something does happen, that's okay. I've got plenty of cash reserves. I'm going to pay for this, this, and this, and I'm going to be fine. So, you can call it an emergency fund, whatever you want to call it. I feel like the days of moving to Florida super leveraged and cash strapped are over. And what I mean by super leveraged, meaning financing 95% of your home or 100% of your home and having no emergency fund. Like, that used to be a thing. Right? There were I've sold plenty of homes with VHA loans at 100% financing and the person not have any cash, which is wild. But pre-pandemic, you could do a lot of that stuff. Right now, those days are over. You cannot do that anymore here in Florida. You need to have cash to put 20% down, and you need to have cash to take care of problems when they come up. We're just kind of living in a new normal, despite all the horror stories that you hear online, because there are plenty of them, folks. Everybody's talking about Florida and how bad Florida is. Well, until you actually have lived here, you're not experiencing it firsthand. I'm telling you that there are a lot of amazing things about Florida, and there's a reason I still live here. But yes, there are some problems in the state, okay? There's problems probably with every state, but the biggest being insurance, home prices. But I also feel, and this is just me coming, I'm a content creator. I do that full time. I know what it's like to be a content creator, and I know what it's like to make good money being a content creator. I have that channel with almost 300,000 subscribers, and it's been making good money for the last 7 years. I feel that a lot of those Florida videos were made to fearmonger and generate ad revenue, because certainly those videos were getting an insane amount of views. And I always kind of tried to keep my videos realistic on this channel. Like, this is what's going on, okay? And there was a time here in Florida where houses were so overpriced that it was stupid, but they have dropped some. And that's just my personal opinion. I think there was a lot of people that were making a lot of money making videos of trashing the state of Florida, when in reality, I'm telling you right now, folks, I wouldn't live anywhere else. I'm a buyer's agent, so I try to figure out ways to make purchasing a home a good experience. And it hasn't been a good experience the last couple of years. It really hasn't. Everything has been inflated, from home prices to insurance to you name it. But I do see brighter days ahead, and like I said, there are some things you can do. I've been selling some homes recently to people that and we've been doing some things like I talked about in this video, and hey, they've come out pretty good. I just wanted to make this video to kind of give you my thoughts on it. While yes, I agree, there are some problems with Florida. I think a lot of it, because I saw every time I would put up a video that was like halfway negative about the state of Florida, the algorithm would just like shoot that video to the moon. It would make lots of money. I'm like, dang, it's crazy. That's what a lot of these people were doing. And I'm just being honest and real with you. But the fact of the matter is, it's a beautiful day in November. It's sunny skies. The fish are biting. I have zero complaints in the world. Folks, if you have any questions whatsoever about the state of Florida, hit me up. All my information is linked in the description below. We'll catch you next time.